What was the early church like? I'm back in the United States, and I guess this is continuing the airport evangelization series because a Protestant missionary a little bit younger than me from North America to South America stopped me in the airport and asked me who I was, what my title was, what I do, and we ended up having a very pleasant conversation. And one of the things I said to him is a challenge I give to other Protestant friends. I'm going to put this on this video today not to brag on evangelization, but to give you all ideas on how Catholics can share the faith with Protestants. And so what I said to this young man, again, a North American Protestant missionary to South America, so he's probably familiar with Catholics. I said, okay, if you can find in the first 1,000 years of Christianity any Christian you admire who wasn't a heretic, who didn't believe in the following things, and then I named that the Holy Mass was a sacrifice, that Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist, that Mary is ever virgin, that we honor the saints, the primacy of Rome, the primacy of St. Peter and the popes. If you can name one Christian who doesn't believe the sacraments were necessary for salvation in the first 1,000 years of Christianity, and notice I could have brought that all the way up to Trent, but everyone is interested in what happened in the first 1,000 years, especially the first few hundred years of Christianity. I said, if you can find one Christian you admire in the first 1,000 years that didn't believe in all those things, that did not believe in all those things, not only will I leave the Catholic priesthood, I will leave the Catholic Church. I'm that confident you can't find a single Christian in the first 1,000 years that didn't fully believe Christ was truly present in the Eucharist, that the holy sacrifice of the Mass was a sacrifice, that the saints are to be honored, that Mary was sinless, the primacy of place of Rome. In fact, more than primacy of place, the supremacy on faith and morals. And we had an interesting discussion after that. It's where a lot of Protestants go. He basically said he could believe that Christ is truly present in the Eucharist. And, you know, I've been debating or discussing faith with Protestants for over 20 years. And something's changed in the last 20 years. 20 years ago, Protestants were pretty shocked when I brought them to John chapter 6. Unless you eat my body and drink my blood, you do not have life within you. For my flesh is real food and my blood is real drink. It used to be Protestants didn't like hearing that. Now the Protestants I talk to are very much open to believing Christ is truly present in the Eucharist. This young man was. So I had to explain to him, though, that it takes more than faith to confect the Eucharist. And yes, I defined confect. I said that's a word that we Catholics use. And so I said, you know, it takes more than faith to confect the Eucharist. It also takes apostolic succession. And I explained to him how at my ordination, someone gave me a piece of paper that traced back my ordination to the 3rd century. The only reason to go earlier is because of persecutions. And he thought that was really cool. So we had a little discussion on apostolic succession. It takes more than just faith to turn bread into the body of Christ. It also takes holy orders. And that is attached to apostolic succession. But I think the main thing I want you to remember from this video is just challenge people, make Catholics out there, make your Protestant friends do the research in a very charitable way, of course, but just say, try to find me one person you admire in the first 1,000 years, 500 years, 300 years, that didn't believe Christ was truly present in the Eucharist, Mary was ever virgin, and the Holy Theotokos was purely sinless, the Immaculate Conception. All of these things, even the vocabulary is slightly different at times. You will not find anybody that you admire in the first 1,000 years of Christianity who's not a heretic, who denies those things. God bless you.